YouTube, what it is, it's your boy, Getting back in the car on my morning drive into work as I do a live stream. And let me know if the sound is good. I got I got my lapel mic or lavalier mic, I should say, so that the audio sounds nice and crispy. Like I'm in a studio, like I'm in the booth, but I'm not in the booth. I'm driving my ass to work, my late ass to work, and yeah, I haven't done one of these in a little bit. Last week was a little hectic for me. The week before that, I was sick on Thanksgiving. Oh my god, I had food poisoning on Thanksgiving. I got sick Tuesday night. I ate something on my lunch break. Man, I had some Jamaican oxtail. And listen, I've been eating Jamaican oxtail for years, and I ain't never get sick until that day. And I just was, oof, I was toe up, throwing up, pooping, all that stuff. Oh, it was the worst. It was the worst. So your boy was real messed up. And I'm like, yo, I can't believe I'm sick on one of my most favorite holidays where I could go and eat. Your boy can eat. Normally I get 2, 3 plates of food. You know, if I'm not working out, I'm being lazy within that year, I guess, it'll be a plate and a half. But your boy can eat. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I was sick and I didn't get to a good morning drive. I gotta really start getting back into my content, creating for you guys. It's just really hard, It's really hard to make a whole bunch of content out there. It takes a lot of time at night, and I start making my content when my son goes to sleep and wifey goes to sleep. The problem is my son's been going to sleep around 10:30 at night. He's like his daddy. He's a night owl. So it's been really hard on me to make content, but I'm gonna try to power through and definitely get some content for you guys. There's a lot of stuff that I missed out on that I can still talk about. That's still rather relevant, So I definitely need to get back into doing what I do. Speaking of doing what I do, I still game, right? I've been playing a little bit of Maximum Football. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, and I'm playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is a damn good game. I like it. It's rather addicting. Since I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe so much. I mean, of course, lately they've been on a little bit of a downturn, but I still get down with the Marvel characters, Thor and Wolverine, Iron Man, and stuff like that. So something like Marvel Rivals, since I've been peeping it out for a long time, and I was trying to get into the early beta, but I couldn't get a code, and so I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to try that hard to get into the beta. I'll just wait until it comes out on Xbox and PlayStation or whatever. So it finally released, and I'm loving the game. I play it a lot. Anytime I get some spare time, I play it. And of course, my personality traits is this. Even in Call of Duty, in any game, if if I'm really good, or I see that a character or a team is really good, I don't play as them. I always play as the character that, or the team, or whatever, that you need some skill to play with, right? You need some, you need to take your time. You need to learn. You know what I mean? So that's how I am, no matter what. Same thing in Call of Duty. If there's a certain gun that I know is really good, I'll play it, use it. I'm like, okay, I'm too good with this gun. Let me play with another gun that's somewhat kind of balanced, or I'll have some bad games or whatever. That's just how I am. Good morning to you, Robert Nicholas. Good morning to you. I hope you have a wonderful morning and a good morning drive with your boy, wherever you're from, or good evening, whatever. Good morning to you all, y'all. So yeah. So I main Wolverine. Wolverine is definitely, he needs a buff, if anything. He's not overpowering. He's kind of a weak character in Marvel Rivals. And Marvel Rivals has a huge balancing issue. If I was going to fix anything in Marvel Rivals, it would be how characters heal and health. I think characters with health regen should gain more health. I think that it's too many characters, or the way the health works now, the healing works is you can heal a character, um, a teammate instantaneously. They'll have like 10 HP, but then a healer or two will come in and heal them back to 100% in like no time. It's too instant, it's too fast. It needs to be way less than that, and it needs to be some kind of attribute. For an example, Wolverine, the Hulk, Adam Warlock, these comic book characters are known to have regenerative abilities, especially Wolverine and the Hulk. Um, they are known from coming back from nothing. If Deadpool is a part of this game, I would say the same thing about Deadpool. Deadpool is known for his regenerative abilities. So therefore, when they're down low or whatever and they get healed, yeah, they should get healed fastly and more so than other characters. Uh, and Wolverine needs his whole health to be reworked because he's supposed to have self-healing anyway. So I think that they need to rework some things and change some things to make it more comic book accurate, because they have other characters like, whoa, that was an accident. Like Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, she can literally eliminate everyone on the within a certain range just like that, no matter their health. She could just straight up eliminate the opponents with her ultimate, which is dope. I love that stuff, that because in the comics, if you don't know, uh, she was manipulated to say no more mutants, and her powers, she could change reality with her powers. So she wished on no more mutants, and there was no more mutants in the world, in the whole world, right? We can't go that far, just eliminate everybody from the battlefield like that, but it has to be within the game, within the structure of a game and game design and all. So that's cool. I don't take that out of the game, you know what I mean? But somebody like Wolverine, who has um, regenerative abilities, don't have regenerative abilities in the game. They got to rework them. They got to make it a little bit more comic book accuracy, and of course balance with the game. He has an ability called Undying Animal, and that's a perfect opportunity right there to, once you trigger it, once you use it, you start to regen your health naturally, normally. Certain, maybe 5% every second or something like that, or whatever. They got to figure it out, but they got to do something different with the with the thing. Hey, Robert Nichols, man, thanks for the sub. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so yeah, Marvel Rivals is an amazing game. I love it. I love the structure. I like the fact that it's an Overwatch type of game, a hero arena shooter, with all the abilities, and there's so many characters, and every character has their own abilities and animations. It's an amazing game. I really like it. I really do. But it just needs to be balanced. And one thing that they could do to totally balance the game is how players on the field, how they heal. Oh yeah, and the game is free to play, by the way. You get all those characters for free. You just download the game and start playing. The skins though are hella expensive. You're talking $20 a skin, which is ridiculous. They gotta balance that out. That's ridiculous. I'm not paying $20 for one player skin. I'm not doing that. It should be a whole season for $20. Whoever made the game. So But yeah, back on gameplay, how they should balance it. Some characters are totally overpowered, and extremely easy to use. Anytime, look, the game doesn't have aim assist like other first person shooters, but there are characters who have lock on aim assist moves, which just drain your health. I just mentioned the Scarlet Witch. Yeah, she has something like that where she could just lock on to a individual and just drain their health. At close range or medium range. While other characters even like Punisher, which is he's a little OP too. Um, you have to aim. You know, and there's some really good characters with. If you're really skilled, you're going to be really good with those characters. And I'm not talking about those guys. Those guys are fine. Keep them the way they are because it's skill based. If you're skilled like Spider-Man, it's hard as hell to use. He's so hard to use, but in the right hands, he's a beast. Oh, he's so good, Spider-Man. Very powerful, very strong, super agile. There ain't no way you're gonna catch up to that boy. That boy is fast. He's swinging around everywhere, and if he locks you in and gets you stuck and starts beating on you, he's gonna kill you. He's gonna KO you real quick, and you can't really hit him because he's swinging around everywhere. So yeah, they gotta do something about. Don't do anything about the skill-based characters where you need skill and you're OP. But other characters like Iron Fist. Iron Fist is very easy to use, yet he deals out a ton of damage. And guess what? He could heal himself. Iron Fist, not that I know of, has regenerative abilities, but he can heal, which makes no sense. I would think I would think that this character would have some kind of armor, you know, like Wolverine has an armor ability, which makes no sense, right? That undying animal gives him a health boost, like he takes half the damage, which is like an armor. So he shouldn't have that. Iron Fist should have that, and Wolverine should be able to heal himself. So yeah, they got to fix the game with certain things, but other than that, the game is amazing. Also, they need to buff a lot of characters. Wolverine needs a little bit of a buff. Magneto needs a hell of a buff. Magneto can't even fly in the game. He can't even fly. Why Magneto can't fly in the game? I have no idea. I don't get that. I really don't understand how Magneto can't fly in the game. But Magneto can't fly in the game, and he does so little damage. Magneto versus Scarlet Witch in that matchup is a nightmare for Magneto. Magneto's a nightmare. Magneto's any matchup for Magneto is a nightmare for him because he doesn't deal out a whole bunch of damage. Um, his attacks are so small and minuscule, you really can't do much with them. I can understand if somebody's really good at the game and have really good precise aim. And I'm playing on console. I'm not playing on PC, by the way. So I don't have the accuracy of a mouse and keyboard. I'm playing on controller. That's why aim assist exists in first-person shooter games, but on console, but not on PC, because PC you don't need aim assist with a mouse and keyboard. The mouse, you're so accurate with the mouse. But anyway, so yeah, they Magneto is weak as hell, super weak. Oh God, and he's one of the stronger characters. Should be in the game. To me, Iron Man is very weak as well. Iron Man needs a huge buff. He needs movement speed. He never touches the ground. He's always hovering. But he needs to be a lot more agile. Who else needs a buff? Because I haven't played with like everybody. Um, those are the two that really stick out to me. Right now is Iron Man and Magneto. They definitely need a buff. I have an Xbox Series X. Sorry, I didn't see that earlier. Yeah, Robert Nicholas. I have an Xbox, but guess what? Marvel Rivals is all cross platforms if you're interested in that game. So you could play with PlayStation guys or Xbox guys, and you can play with PC guys. I recommend not to play with PC guys. Play all console. The games are way more is way more fun because it's way more competitive. The PC guys, they've been playing this game for a long time. They team up. They got hella great aim. They're very fast, agile, very good with the game. So I recommend playing console only if you're going to play Marvel Rivals on console. But yeah, so those are the things that I would do to balance out the game. Characters need a buff. Some characters need a nerf, like Iron Fist needs a freaking the nerf of all nerfs. Don't nerf him out into existence, but just make it competitive. You know, he deals out so much damage. He has so much health and regen. They need to change the way the healing works. The healing is way too instantaneous, and some characters need a buff. Like Wolverine needs to be reworked his health, and Hulk gets destroyed really easily too. Uh, health wise, Hulk doesn't need more health, but when he's healed, he's the only one that should get healed easily, fast, I should say, or instantaneously. Hulk and Wolverine are like the two characters that need to get, like, they need to receive all the health that a healer would give them. Other characters, like I mentioned Magneto, but he doesn't have health regen abilities in the comics. So when you try to heal him, it's going to be slower, and it's going to be a lot less than what you heal a character like Wolverine. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, Marvel Rivals is a really good game. I definitely recommend everyone out there to go download it and play it. I think that a lot of y'all are, because in 3 days on consoles when it was released, it was like 3 million players in 3 days, or 10 million players in 3 days, some crazy number. So definitely it has a lot of momentum right now, and it's a really good game. Definitely a lot of fun. Speaking of really good games, or potentially really good games, Maximum Football is coming to Xbox Preview today at 12 p.m. Yeah. Maximum Football, they're making their rounds, they're making their business moves, they're doing what they need to do. All we got to do is support it. We don't need to drag it down. We don't need to make all these videos degrading Maximum Football. It's the only other simulation football game where it looks like a AAA game, moves like a indie game, and they gotta add a slew more animations to it. But yeah, it's out on Xbox Preview today, starting 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific time. I think 9 a.m. So you got 3 minutes for you to go play it. If well, not 3 minutes. I'm Eastern time, right? It's 8:56. So 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 Pacific time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. If you want to play Maximum Football on Xbox Preview, the modes that you're going to get, if I can remember them correctly, you're going to get College Dynasty, Max Pro League, which you can play online, the custom suite, and there's a fourth mode that I think, did I say College Dynasty? I think College Dynasty is in it too. Don't quote me on that. You could go up on Twitter. You could find their post where they broke down what you could play through the Xbox Preview. I definitely recommend everyone, if you are on Xbox, you got Xbox Series S or X, and you're part of the preview program, which it is a program that you got to get into. The preview program, you can go ahead and download the beta, or the version of the beta that I just described, and you could play some Maximum Football. Maximum Football, the developers, they got a long ways to go, but I think they are on the right path. I've said this before in other videos. The developers and the publishers, or how they made Maximum Football, I think they did it the right way. If I was creating a football game, what I would have done, I would have just focused on player movement throughout the whole development process. I would have made sure that developer movement was player movement was 1-to-1 or very close to what we saw on TV. That's the first thing that I would do. Make sure the cornerbacks move properly, the quarterback moves properly, the running backs, the offensive linemen, defensive line interactions. I would have had that all done on day one. But the problem with that is that's the only thing I would have had in my football game. I would have only have had that. I wouldn't have had anything else. You know, um, I wouldn't have had any modes. It'd have been no dynasty mode. Excuse me. Excuse me. I am tired today, by the way. It would have been no dynasty mode. It would have been no online mode. Nothing. It would have been a game that you stand alone play at home, but it would have been all the player movement. The player movement would have been legit, right? It would have been no dynasty mode, no college dynasty mode or a franchise mode for the pros. It would have been no customization. It would just been all the teams, whatever teams, custom teams, and the best player movement ever. But they did the right thing, I believe, is they gave you a full game. The player movement isn't that great, but it's going to get better. And they gave you all the modes, though. You get online, ranked, and unranked modes. You have Dynasty. You have, the franchise mode is coming. But you have, like I said, you have your Dynasty modes. You have your customizations. And, a lot more is coming. A lot more is coming. The game is always going to be in development. Unlike other sports titles where you have to wait a year to get the next installment, you're always going to get updates with Maximum Football. It's not going to be released on a year-to-year basis. And I think that's going to be for the better. I think that's future-proofing the game. We're going to get a much faster catch-up, or how can I say, more of a modern football game faster than what Madden has given us. Madden's EA, I shouldn't say Madden, but EA hasn't given us a modern football game in since forever, right? Madden isn't even a modern football game. There's a lot of things that are missing in Madden. You still can't challenge plays in Madden, right? You can't. The crowd, the sounds isn't dynamic. The snow software in the game is pathetic. There's a lot that's just missing in Madden. There's a lot. Animations are still a little stiff, even though the animations got a lot better. I gotta say, the animations got a whole bunch better in Madden, but the AI, it's still lacking big time. It's very bare. It's very basic. There's still a lot to be desired for Madden. Madden is still a checkers game instead of a strategic game. And, it needs to have more football elements in Madden. It's like I want how NFL 2K was. I want to pick what my defensive line is going to do, what my linebackers are going to do, and my secondary. I want those type of football elements in my game. So it is what it is. EA still trying to lock down simulation NFL licensing when it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any monetary sense for the NFL to allow EA to lock up the license again. It doesn't. It makes no money sense. If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, right? So I don't understand why the NFL would even consider locking down the license again with EA when it clearly there's only one NFL simulation football game out there. There's only one. That's stagnating the market, right? You only have one licensed football game out there. If you had two, maybe even three licensed football games out there, you will be making more revenue and you'll be making more passive revenue with the microtransactions. So these guys, I don't understand why the NFL would allow EA to lock down a license again just because they could pay them 5 years, what, $3 or $4 billion or something like that. Well, in 5 years, if you had two or three companies making your football games, you might be able to make $10 billion just from the licensing fees. You might be able to do that just for the licensing fees, right? And then you got microtransactions from two or three different vendors or products in the video game world. So to me, it just don't make any sense. It don't make any kind of sense. But it is what it is. It is what it is. The NFL, they're gonna do what they do, and I just hope that they just open up the license so that Take Two, 2K could get in the mix, and another company, maybe Microsoft or Sony Santa Monica or shit, Maximum Football. If they could build the capital and make a NFL licensed game, why not? You have more revenue coming in, and there's other games out there that might try to get the NFL license as well. What's the name of that football game? It has it's an arcade game, and it has NFL players in it. But it's an arcade game. It was on PC, and it was one of those pack games. I forgot the name of that damn game, but they had sent me literature. They wanted me to be part of their marketing team or whatever. But I was like, I don't really believe in that game, so I wouldn't. It wouldn't be like beneficial for me if I'm going to be faking it. You know what I mean? Speaking of which, and I got to change this in my title. ESG football, yeah, they are still making their game. They're getting close to finalizing their beta, which is amazing, and they're going to be releasing that sooner or later. And they showed a player doing the Carlton dance, frolicking in the city. And when I tell you the animation quality looks amazing, it looks better to me. It looks way more like a game instead of like I guess CG animations. But it looks more way more detailed. The animation quality was good. And yeah, ESG football, that game is still coming, but they had to get secretive on us. Oh, hold up. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, so ESG football, they're still coming, and I got to make a video about that. And show that on the channel. Man, I've been slacking. Yeah, I've been slacking with the content on my channel. But yeah, ESG football, they're coming. They still coming with a vengeance. They got a huge chip on their shoulder, and they want to make something good. So, and I think that they're going to make something really good. I think they're going to make something extremely good on their first time out because they're taking their time and they're not showing anything to anyone. They don't want to share their baby with anyone. When a developer or any maker of any product is doing that, they don't want to sell out because they know the value of their product. That means they are cooking. They are cooking something good. Yeah. So we'll see what they do. But anyway, the boys at work, Hope you guys have a great day. I don't even think I wish y'all good morning. So good morning to y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. Always try to find some kind of positive in any kind of negative situation. If your whole life is negative, find some kind of positive, anything positive and constructive, and you'll start to see things change. So good morning to y'all. Hope you guys have a great day. It's Tuesday, still the beginning of the week. Your boy is tired. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, but your boy is tired. I went to sleep like normal time for me. I'm just tired. Maybe my son kept kicking me or something like that, and I couldn't sleep well. But yeah, I am tired. I'm beat. I want to go home, go sleep. Maybe it's the day. I don't know. Anyway, your boy's out of here. I'm done rambling and talking on like a fool. So your boy's out of here. You guys have a great one. Check you on the next one. Peace.